Fortnite tips and tricks that will instantly make you a better player in 2026. If you feel like you're always losing fights in Fortnite, missing easy shots, getting outbuilt, or getting eliminated before you even know what happened, you're probably not as bad at Fortnite as you think. The problem might be that you're making small mistakes that better players have already learned to avoid. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 Fortnite tips and tricks that can instantly improve the way you play in 2026. These tips cover aim, movement, editing, positioning, peeking, and game sense. And the best part is, you don't need expensive equipment or hundreds of hours of practice to start using them. So let's get straight into tip number 1. Tip 1. Stop standing still when you shoot. One of the easiest ways to lose a Fortnite fight is to become an easy target. You see an opponent, pull out your weapon, aim at them, and completely stop moving. That might work against a beginner, but against a good player, you're basically giving them a free elimination. Instead, start combining your shots with controlled movement. When using a shotgun, move left and right between shots. When using an assault rifle or another weapon that requires sustained fire, practice strafing while keeping your crosshair on the opponent. But there's an important detail. Don't just spam your movement randomly. Try to move unpredictably. If you always move left, your opponent will eventually predict you. Move left, then right. Change your timing. Crouch occasionally when appropriate. Jump only when it actually helps. The goal is to make yourself difficult to track while keeping your own aim under control. Here's a simple drill. Enter a practice map or a safe area and pick a target. Strafe left and right while keeping your crosshair around the target's upper body. Your goal isn't to shoot as quickly as possible. Your goal is to keep your crosshair stable while your character is moving. Do this for a few minutes before playing your actual matches. Once you become comfortable shooting while moving, your fights will immediately feel different. Tip 2. Keep your crosshair where the enemy is most likely to appear. This is one of the most underrated aim tricks in Fortnite. Good aim isn't only about having fast reflexes. It's also about putting your crosshair in the right place before the enemy appears. Think about it. If your crosshair is pointing at the ground and an enemy suddenly appears in front of you, you have to move your crosshair upward before you can shoot. That takes time. But if your crosshair is already positioned around the level where enemy's head or upper body will appear, you only need a small adjustment. This is called crosshair placement. When you're moving around buildings, keep your crosshair around the height where an opponent's head would be. When approaching the doorway, don't point at the floor. Aim toward the area where an enemy could appear. When fighting around structures, think about where the opponent is likely to peek from. This makes your first shot much faster. And remember, you don't need perfect aim if your crosshair is already in the correct position. That's why sometimes a player with average aim can beat someone with better mechanical skills. They simply react faster because they were already prepared. 3. Stop taking every fight in the open. Now let's talk about positioning. A lot of Fortnite players think winning fights is all about aim. It isn't. Sometimes the player with worse aim wins because they have better positioning. Imagine you're standing in the middle of an open field and an opponent is behind cover. Even if your aim is better, you're already at a disadvantage. You have nowhere to hide. You have limited options, and every shot you take exposes you. Instead, always ask yourself one question before taking a fight. What can I use as cover? A wall, a tree, a rock, a vehicle, a build, a hill, anything that makes it harder for your opponent to hit you. Try to fight from positions where you can quickly move back into cover after shooting. This is especially important when multiple players are nearby. You might win your first fight but immediately lose the next one because you were standing in the open. So don't just think about the enemy directly in front of you. Think about the next enemy who could attack you. That small change in thinking can save you from countless unnecessary eliminations. Tip 4. Learn the right-hand peek. If you play build modes, you absolutely need to understand peeking. One of the biggest mistakes players make is exposing their entire body when trying to shoot. Instead, learn to expose as little of yourself as possible. The right-hand peek is especially useful because of how the character and camera position work. Instead of running directly around a wall and giving your opponent your entire body, position yourself so you can quickly peek, shoot, and return to cover. The idea is simple. You want to see your opponent before they get a clean shot on you. Build a wall. Position yourself behind it. Edit or move into a position where you can see the enemy. Take your shot. Then immediately return to safety. Don't stand outside your cover admiring your shot. Shoot and reset. This is something you should practice repeatedly. You can even enter a practice map and spend 5 minutes practicing peak shots. Eventually, it becomes muscle memory, and when it becomes automatic, your fights become much safer. Tip 5. Don't over-edit. Editing can make you faster, but editing too much can also get you eliminated. Some players edit every single second because they want to look fast. But Fortnite isn't about looking fast. It's about making the correct decision. If you edit a wall and expose yourself without having a reason, you just created an opening for your opponent. Instead, edit with a purpose. Do you need to shoot? Do you need to escape? Do you need to change position? Do you need to reset your wall? If the answer is no, you probably don't need to edit. And when you do edit, try to make your edits clean and controlled. You don't need to perform complicated edits just because you saw a professional player do them. Start with the basics. Practice simple window edits. Practice door edits. Practice quick resets. Practice opening an edit, taking a shot, and resetting immediately. The goal is consistency. A player who performs simple edits perfectly is much more dangerous than a player who attempts complicated edits and constantly makes mistakes. Tip 6. Think before you push. This is where game sense becomes extremely important. You don't have to take every fight. Sometimes the smartest play is not fighting at all. Before you push an opponent, ask yourself 3 questions. Do I have enough health? Do I have enough ammunition and useful resources? And do I know where the opponent is? If you're low on health, have poor loot, and don't know where the enemy is, rushing them probably isn't a good idea. But if you have an advantage, that's different. Maybe you cracked their shield. Maybe they're healing. Maybe they're separated from their teammates. Maybe they're trapped in a bad position. Those are moments when pushing can make sense. The key is learning to recognize advantages. Good players aren't constantly aggressive. They are aggressive when they have a reason to be. That is game sense, and you can improve it simply by reviewing your eliminations. Whenever you die, don't immediately blame your aim. Ask yourself, why was I in that position? Did I need to take that fight? Did I have cover? Did I know where the enemy was? Could I have escaped? If you start asking these questions after every match, you'll begin noticing patterns in your gameplay. And that's how you improve much faster. Tip 7. Practice one skill at a time. Here's the final tip, and it might be the most important one. Don't try to improve everything at once. A lot of players jump into Fortnite and try to improve their aim, editing, building, movement, positioning, and game sense all at the same time. Then they get frustrated because nothing seems to improve. Instead, choose one skill. For example, spend one day focusing on aim. The next day, focus on movement. Then practice editing. Then practice peeking. Then focus on positioning. You can even create a simple warm-up routine. Spend 5 minutes practicing aim. Spend 5 minutes practicing movement. Spend 5 minutes practicing edits. Then play a few matches with one specific goal. For example, your goal could be, today I'm going to stop taking fights in the open. Don't worry about winning every game. Focus on improving that one skill. After several matches, you'll start noticing that you're making better decisions automatically. And that's when practice starts turning into real improvement. Final thoughts, so let's quickly recap the 7 Fortnite tips. Number 1. Stop standing still while shooting. Number 2. Improve your crosshair placement. Number 3. Use better positioning and avoid unnecessary fights in the open. Number 4. Learn how to use the right-hand peek. Number 5. Stop over-editing and make every edit count. Number 6. Think before you push and develop your game sense. And number 7. Practice one skill at a time instead of trying to improve everything at once. You don't need to become a professional player overnight. You just need to eliminate the mistakes that are holding you back. Start with one of these tips today. Practice it consistently, and then add another one. If this video helped you improve your Fortnite gameplay, subscribe to the channel because more Fortnite tips, settings, strategies, and guides are coming. And if you want the next video to cover *** the best Fortnite settings for better aim and faster reactions in 2026 ***, leave a comment saying *** settings ***. Now jump into your next match. Put these tips into practice and see how differently you play.